That's not true. That's not true. Of course they're going to say that. That's what they're trying to say.
Our top story this morning, the wife of the man shot by a Metro police officer says the official police account of what happened isn't really what went down.
The investigators say the woman flagged down police saying her husband Kevin Hicks was assaulting her. Now, according to IMPD, the officer intervened. Surveillance video captured a portion of the confrontation. Witnesses say they saw the taser knocked out of the officer's hand during the struggle. The officer shot Hicks and the fight then moved off camera. Hicks died at the scene and the officer had a possible broken hand, bumps and bruises, and a bite mark. We've got Kerry Klein joining us live this morning to tell us why his wife wants the police officer to be held accountable. Morning, Kerry.
Yeah, good morning, Scott. You know, Heather Hicks says that police officer did not have to kill her husband, and she now has a lawyer to look into this case. Heather goes on to say that when she called 911 for help on Tuesday night, when she says her husband was hitting her, she did not fear for her life. And even though the officer was there to protect her, she says the situation did not go down like police say it did. Specifically, when her husband and the officer were fighting, she says her husband did not reach for his gun. Court records show a long history of domestic abuse by Kevin Hicks on his wife, 16 cases in all involving that abuse since 2005, 10 of those cases dismissed before they went to trial. Now, the night Kevin was shot, there was actually a warrant out for his arrest because he failed to return to a community corrections house. That was part of a sentence from a domestic violence case from last summer. In that case, Heather actually wrote the court asking that her husband be released so he could come home and help raise their 3-year-old.
I kind of feel like people need to not focus on the things that went on in the past with me and my husband. They need to focus on what happened last night to my husband. And they need to focus more on the fact that an officer killed my husband. And that could have been avoided.
Domestic violence experts say the pattern of charges filed, then dropped, calls for help, and then saying they weren't in danger can be part of the cycle of violence. Now, Heather Hicks says at this point she is now arranging for counseling for herself and their 3-year-old child, whom she says witnessed the entire incident. Scott?
There are so many questions involved in this case. We'll be continuing to cover it throughout the day. Kerry, thanks.